How everyone, how are you? Famo 59 radio interview with ABC in South Australia. Going to do an interview about gold prospectors and the price of gold and how does go about getting into it, what the gold price was years ago and what it is now. So stand by and hopefully in about 2 minutes I'll get the phone call. So I'll be back in a minute. Hello, Tony speaking.
Regan from the ABC.
All right, how are you, Regan?
Good, how you going?
Good, thank you.
That's good. Just ringing for your chat with Nikolai?
No worries.
Okay. All right, hold the line and we are going to speak to Hayley as well. So she'll come into the conversation after we get started with you.
Ah, beautiful. No worries, that's great.
Hold the line, Tony.
No problem.
Alone, it's the steepest rise in price that's been seen for gold since 1979, which does tell you just about how big this boom is. And there are some reports that it's led to a bit of a renewed interest in prospecting, the idea of getting out there, finding something, and, well, the dream is striking it rich. Tony Famo is a gold prospector, who's with us this afternoon. Tony, good to talk to you.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, good. I'm imagining there would have been a fair bit of talking point amongst prospectors in recent times about how much the value of gold is going up.
Oh, for sure. There's a Facebook group crazy over it. When I first took it up about 15 years ago, and was more plentiful as such, easy gold to pick up. Gold was around $1,100 an ounce 15 years ago, or $35 a gram. So,
And now?
Just looked at the current price. Gold is in Australian dollars trading at $6,677.41. And remember, I just said $35 a gram. Well, now it's $214 a gram. And a gram a day, half a gram a day is very feasible out in the goldfields still.
Yeah. That was one of the things I was keen to hear from you. You mentioned that idea maybe that it was easier to find gold in the past, because I'm sure that everyone has that great image of, you're using a metal detector and you unearth a nugget the size of a tennis ball, but the chances of that happening, I'm guessing, are pretty low.
I wish I found my tennis ball size. The biggest one I wear around my neck is 11 grams. But look, it's out there. About 6 months ago, some people that I know personally, they found a 40-ounce nugget out Ballarat way, but it was on private property. So there's still good gold to be found on private property, but the areas like Victoria that you can legally go, you pay for a license a year. I think it's for 10 years actually. South Australia, we're lucky. We don't have to pay for a license. Only if you go detecting at Mount Crawford near Williamstown. Their fees is $8.15 a day, or if you get a yearly one, it's $81.50 a day per detectorist.
Right, and because there are quite specific areas where you're allowed to do it, is that right?
In South Australia, yeah. The most common one is Jupiter Creek near Echunga. There was a place just up the road a bit further called Chapel Hill, but that's all been fenced off for the last 5 years since start of COVID. So you can't legally go there.
If you were, if I was to go along to Jupiter Creek, having not prospected before, but if I had the right gear and maybe you were there to give me a little bit of guidance, Tony, would I find something?
The potential's there. You have to work for it. Like normally when I go, sometimes I just went a couple of weeks ago. I only got 2 little tiny bits. But sub-grams, so it's, say $30-40 worth. But there's still some creeks. Any creek that runs along, say, Burwood Way, we want to do, some properties along there. Ask for permission, and you probably get your gram a day, easy, gold panning.
Wow, and yeah, that was one of the things I was curious about, is the different techniques. So there's gold panning, there's using the metal detector. Is there one is kind of one the most popular, or does it just depend what you like? Yeah, what you like.
Between gold panning and gold detecting. But the problem is, if gold detecting was easy, everybody'd be doing it. It's very hard. It's very hard on your back if you're getting old in age, and shoulders, because you've got to swing all day, and also getting down your knee. And normally the rule of thumb is, as such, is 20 bits of junk, maybe between one bit of metal, because the old timers, they weren't worried about in those days, so they camped on the gold. So there's a lot of the tins that they ate from, they just scattered them all around, and now over a 100-odd year period, they've all degraded. So there's a lot of metal. I personally have a magnet on the end of my pick, so when I get a signal, I'll scrape it. If it moves, I'll just go with the magnet, and that sort of eliminates, because a lot of lead shot. Lead and gold are virtually on the same signals.
And would it then, because I imagine too, you want to keep, and I'm sure this has happened to you over the years, you need to keep your expectations in check. Do you still have those moments where your heart really starts beating and you think I might be onto something?
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you dig down about 2 foot, or 3 foot, or say half a metre, and you say, oh, this has got to be gold. And the next thing up comes a steel bolt.
And you think, oh, so close yet so far.
So
Still
close, yeah. And then you get another signal, and next thing, it's just a bit of gold. So you can be put off very easily. You got to stay positive. It's a lot of swinging, and you can go days. I remember when I first started, I went a whole year before I found my first gold nugget, and a lot of people are in the same boat, but stick with it. Just go to known gold prospecting areas, and you got a good chance to find your first bit of gold. And when you find your first bit, it's thrilling, believe me.
Is that what keeps you coming back to, that idea of you never know what you might find? And there is that, okay, it's a chance, but there is the chance that maybe tomorrow's the day when you find something really big.
Correct, yes. That could be the 5 ounces just sitting on top of the ground that someone's just kicked away and thought that was an ironstone rock, and yet it was full of gold.
Wow. Do you need, in terms of if you're looking at getting into it as a hobby, do you need to spend much to get into it?
Yes, look, if you go gold panning, it won't cost you much. You can get a setup for under $100 with a gold panning, a shovel, some rubber boots, go in a creek. But gold prospecting, if you're really serious, my recommendations would be on a low budget, get a second-hand mine lab. Technology is like 10 years old, and SDC 2300 mine lab. They fold up to a little package, and they could still find some nice little small gold. But if you're really serious, you'll be looking at the latest technology is the Mine Lab GPZ 7000. New price for the 7000. I think it's around the $12,000 to $14,000 mark.
Whoa, right.
Yeah.
So you have to be committed then. So we don't want to pay that off.
That's correct. And also the one I use personally is the GPX 6000, and that technology's been out already 5 years. And it is actually a game changer. It's really cleaned up. A lot more smaller gold to be found, but the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grammers, they're getting very hard to find. But the fellow boss prospector, her name's Hayley. I think she did all right last week in South Australia.
And we'll speak with Hayley in a moment. But Tony, just before we let go, you do put some of your stuff up on the internet on YouTube. Have you noticed more people watching your videos as the price of gold's gone up too?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I get more hits on there, and all of the real good YouTubers that put up a lot more content than I do every week. They're in the 200,000 to 300,000, 400,000 subscribers. I've got about 8,000, but they make a full-time living out of it. Just everybody wants to know, and they just want to go where you go and follow you. And I've met people out in the field said, oh, you're that bloke on YouTube. Yeah, oh, thanks, mate.
Tony, it's been really interesting. Thank you so much for telling us about it this afternoon.
You're welcome.
Tony Famo, Gold Prospector. He is on YouTube as well if you want to look up and see some of his finds. 1300 222 891. I'd love to hear from you this afternoon. Have you ever found anything with a metal detector? Maybe you've done some gold panning. And look, this is...
There you have it. So we just finished interview, myself and other fellow prospector, Hayley, who just found a 4 grammer on her birthday last Sunday. I think last Sunday or Saturday. Anyway, all the best. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Bye-bye.